Hi, gorgeous souls, and welcome to our Soul Conversation number 20. Oh, not 3, 4, right? I put the wrong number in the description, but I can change that later. Um, so, where was I? Oh, yes, pizza. We're gonna talk more about the pizza order I mentioned in yesterday's conversation because I've got really great questions from you beautiful souls who just it was really interesting the conversations we had afterwards in the comments, so I want to elaborate on them. I'm coming to you from my lovely transition kitchen, which is in in with the washing machine, because Dennis isn't home yet, so he might walk in through that door at some stage. And the kids are all sleeping. I hope they stay asleep. We'll see. We go with the flow, like always anyway. I'm gonna, in the time that you're hopping on, I'm actually gonna share this conversation on my personal page because some of the questions were on my personal page and I found that really interesting, like the different perspectives, the different point of views. We really had fun with this pizza conversation. So let me share this and then I'm all with you. Here we go, not on my page, on my private timeline. Ready? Okay. And shared. Okay, so pizza conversation. I opened the comments because I want to read them to you. But first of all, of course, I I said like 10 minutes ago I was making my cocoa and my hot chocolate, and I'm like, you know what? In 10 minutes I go live and I even strip for you on my live stream. Never done that before. Will probably never happen again. But seeing as that I'm so used to having my boobs out at the moment with feeding the baby, this is nothing new, to be honest. So we'll do a drum roll and a little bit of burlesque stripping here. Here we go. I show you my tattoo that I did today. Somebody was asking what I use for it. I use tattoo needles, single tattoo needles, and tattoo ink, and I do stick and poke. So they're machine-free tattoos. So let's see, without flashing you boob. Here we go. Well, I flash boob, but no nipple. Facebook doesn't allow for nipple, except for breastfeeding and birthing pictures. So here we go. This is my new tattoo. It's an Una Lume. It's a symbol from Buddhism. It's about the turmoil of life. I also see the healing spiral in it because we come to, healing is not linear. Healing goes in several layers, and then you come to the same themes in your life over and over again, like a spiral. So I like that the spiral was in there. And then you go forward and you learn your quirks and your things. And so it's the path to enlightenment, basically. And enlightenment ends in this straight line, and then there is dots fading out. Normally, like in the basic Una Lume, there is dots fading out, and dots fading out means like enlightenment and then death, which is like fading out of that lifetime, of that existence. For me, I made a little, it has little leaves there, and it almost looks like a little flower, because for me it was really important that something would grow out of my existence. That might sound really cheesy, but I love this symbol, and I wanted to try something because I didn't time this one that I did on myself, and it's really tiny. You can see that in comparison to this one now. So I wanted to see and make sure, how big can I go and how fast can I do this. So this took me 1 hour 20 minutes to do on myself in a very awkward position. Um, you can imagine. I had a mirror to do it, and then also like looking down and poking myself like this. So it was really hilarious and fun, and I had a really good time doing it. So yeah, that's my new tattoo for you. Here we go. Stripping on live stream. That's a new one. And then I want to continue the pizza conversation of yesterday. So let me take a sip of my hot cocoa before it gets cold, because this conversation will be a longer one, I think. So settle in, make yourself a cup of tea. If you're on the replay, you can even press pause so you don't miss anything while your kettle is boiling. And then let's begin. So, in yesterday's conversation, I shared that you don't want to order a random pizza. When you are trying to bring your ideas, your dreams into your reality, it's never a good idea to just leave everything open and say like, I go with whatever life sends me or whatever. That comes later in the process. And for the universe, life, God, whatever you want to call it, the divine, to deliver to you what you're actually desiring, you need to be clear on what it is you actually desire. So calling up the universe and saying like, you know what, just I randomly take everything isn't gonna get you where you want to go. And I use the metaphor and use the picture of the visual of ordering a pizza yesterday. And there is loads in this picture, but it's basically like you need to tell them what you want on your pizza. Otherwise, you get a random pizza that you probably not even like, right? So that is the conversation we had yesterday in a nutshell. And it was really interesting because there was loads of comments and loads of discussion in my group and on my business page and on my personal page. And so I wanted to elaborate on that. There were 2 comments I want to address today. And if you have more questions, I'm happy to answer them and I'm happy to talk about them. But basically, the beautiful Annika over in Ireland, who has 2 little beautiful girls, and I just really, really love her. She was she worked with me, and then she was a client on the markets for my chocolate. So she said, watching it on replay, and just wanted to say that it is so much fun to order a random pizza. I never even considered it, to be honest. I sometimes when I'm sitting in a restaurant, hi Nicola, hi, it's lovely to see you. So sometimes when I sit in a restaurant and I smell something or I see somebody eating something that is looks really delicious, I feel like I ordered that. So I have ordered before things I didn't like. Random things that I didn't know what they would taste like, just because they looked nice or they smelled nice. But I have never even considered ordering a random pizza from the pizza delivery service. So that was really, really funny. And then, like I said, it's so much fun to order on a random pizza. And then she asked this question. How do you know what you'd like to order if you didn't try something beforehand? Now, for me, what popped into my head instantly was when I heard about this thing being called being digital nomads and travel with your family and just make money online and go travel and see the world and travel from place to place. And I was dazzled by it. I'm like, yeah, that sounds amazing. I was craving so much adventure in my life at that point that I wanted that. I saw it, and that's the visual. If you think sitting in the restaurant and seeing something or smelling something and just ordering it by not knowing what it will taste like. So I saw that online and I was like, this is what I want. So I put my stakes and I was like, okay, by Like, this is going to happen. This is what I'm working towards. And last year it came true. We left Ireland. We packed everything up. We sold everything that our heart wasn't attached to. We packed everything in that was left into a storage unit, and we took off. We took off to Bali. We took off to the Philippines. Then I was pregnant already. In Bali I was puking like crazy, which might have affected our experience a little bit. Looking, in hindsight. But yes, so we were traveling as a family. I ordered that. I got it delivered while I showed up my 30% or my 50%, and the universe came my way and delivered the other 50%. So nothing showed up out of the blue. This was me working towards it and the universe working towards me until it came together. Right? And then we went, and we were digital nomads, and we were a family traveling, and I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. I felt quite overwhelmed lots of times. There were times where I didn't really want to search for a new home, or there's loads of work that goes into it, and the reality of it wasn't as juicy and as yummy and as delicious as it looked like. So I was like, okay, fine, I need to go back to the drawing board, actually, which would be picking up the phone and putting in a new order. Not before you put down what you want on your pizza, though. To stay with the pizza metaphor. So I found that really interesting, and I wanted to share this with you today because lots of people think manifesting is something that is pure magic, and it is and it isn't. Nothing will manifest if you don't take the action, if you don't put in your 20, 30, 40% of aligned action, of action that came to you through guidance, in meditation, through ideas, inspiration, in spirit. Spirit sends you ideas. So be mindful of that. Nothing happens without action. And if you go your 30%, your 40%, whatever, the universe will meet you. And here we come to the second question that I want to read out and actually answer on this live stream. And that was, wait for it, I have it open here. So, Caress. Hi, Caress. If you're listening, if you're watching the replay, pop it into the comments. That is not only for Caress, but for all of you. I want to hear from you if you're watching this. And if you have questions, of course, please pop them down into the comments. So, Caress, you wrote, so I love so much of what you share, and this is a good metaphor. But what about when you try to manifest or create something and you know specifically what you want and then it doesn't happen? For example, I remember when you found a property in Ireland that you wanted to purchase and turn into a retreat and healing center. Then it didn't seem to work out. Do you feel like you changed your mind, or do you feel that the universe did not deliver the pizza because it just wasn't meant to be? Or do you think it was a timing issue? Just wondering. Now for me, the dream of opening or of having our own home and turning it not only into our family home but into a healing and retreat space has been there longer than the last property that we found. So I have that this is goes way back, about a decade back. And so the property that we found, the castle that you might have seen at the beginning of this year on my live streams, was a possibility. And I really clearly stated that as well in the live streams, that this is a possibility. And I got really excited for the possibility to come through. And what the possibility brought us was loads of clarity around what needs to happen that we can actually bring this dream into reality. Their price was much too high, but at the same time, for us, it was too high for what we were able to afford and what we were willing to afford as well, like what we were willing to invest. But now we have a number. We have numbers we can work with. We can have numbers we can work towards with. And here's the thing. I'm not attached to the whole thing coming to fruition in like one single property. I know in my heart, my soul, all of my being, that this is something that is in this lifetime one of the things that will come into my reality in some shape or form, and I'm working towards that vision. And whenever I come close to it, or something pops up that works it like into that, or like shows me that we're on the right path, I get really excited. Because I know the delivery is coming closer with every day I work towards it. And that's the whole thing in this. You can't really rush things. No, you can't rush them. They will all happen in divine timing. And so for me, when Karas is saying like, do you feel that the universe did not deliver? No, I don't. I think the universe is taking more time, because good food takes time. To stay with the pizza again, right? So I know it's all coming together in divine timing, and then I'm not attached to it happening in Ireland or in Germany or maybe in Bali or like somewhere else where I haven't even been on this world. I know when everything I need to know, I need to learn, and I need to experience to be able to have the capacity to handle this, all of it, the whole reality of it, it will come. It will come. It's on the way. For me, it's a done deal. It's already done. And then there is like, I don't think it was a timing issue even. There's so much more, and we talked about this before in one of the soul-like conversations. Don't try to, or don't think you know best, because you don't. You can't even see all the things that are happening in the background while you're doing your small little thing here. But your small little thing is important, and if you don't listen to your desire and your soul calling you to do that small thing, then other things can't happen and other wheels can't turn, and like the cogs are not working. So please do your thing, is what I wanted to say. Is there more? I don't think so. No, I think I shared everything I wanted to share today. Oh yes, one more thing. If you put an order in, make sure you say this or something better. Because the universe will always bring, life will always bring the thing into your life that is for the highest good of all. And so keep that in mind. Keep that in mind when you put your order in. Nicola is saying, I have a couple of questions. The first is, could you talk more about what you had learned in planning? I can't remember the word you used. What do you mean? Like the tolerance? Is that the word I used? I know that's the German word for it. It's like 10 years ago I learned this when I was a technical draftswoman. It's a buffer. Is that that's another word for it. It's kind of like you always need some extra time to make sure when something doesn't go so smooth that you're not stressed out so much. So you, yes, the tolerance, exactly. So, for example, if you have your measurements, like this gets really technical now. So if you have your measurements on like a machine, a part of a machine, and they go into like to somebody who makes them, right? They have a tolerance. They have like a kind of a buffer of a couple of 0.0005 millimeters, for example. If that goes into like building houses, the guys, the builders who built the house with the walls, they have like a kind of a buffer of a couple of centimeters. And it will still be stable and it will be still usable. And the same I apply to the concept of time management. I always have a buffer, a tolerance, like some flexibility in the plan. So I don't get stressed if things don't work out or there is a temper tantrum or whatever. And I go like, okay, 10 minutes there. And, I shuffle it around basically. I hope that answers your question, Nicola. I'm just gonna take another sip of my cocoa. And if there are no more questions, then I'm just gonna wrap this up. I had an amazing week, and what made it really, really amazing, what I really, really enjoyed this week was, making my tattoo. But also this morning, but also I had 2 tattoo channeling sessions, and I still have a couple of them left. For booking, they're 50% off at the moment. If you have been humming and hawing and probably procrastinating on getting the tattoo that you are wanting, then please contact me. I can help you. We can sit down, we can talk about the tattoo that you want. We do a little ritual together, and then I channel a design for you. So there are a couple of spots open, and I would love to do more of them. And I also, if I'm near you or I come near you, I can do the design on you. Actually, I can hand poke tattoos now. I'm like, yay, new skill unlocked. This is for my gamers. Nicola, you're asking, how can you apply buffers in daily life? Well, when you plan out your week and you have your weekly slots of time, how you spend it, like this is when you're like at my stage with 5 people in this house, I can't deal any differently with my day. Like every single day we look at our plan for the week and for that day, and I go like, okay, I have the morning slot, you have the afternoon slot, Dennis. In between we have the meal times and the bedtime, and then there's a couple of slots left, of time slots left. But there's also a buffer slot. So I have 1.5 hours time in the week that just is waste time. It's like black hole time. It gets sucked out because you're 10 minutes late there and like 15 minutes late there, and then you have a chat with the neighbor for 10 minutes here, and then the 1.5 hours are gone. But you're still not stressed out because you get your stuff done in the time slots you assign for them. So this is how I apply it in my life. I hope that explains it. Cool. I'll see your thumbs up. Okay, I'm wrapping up. It's past no work time. But this was important, and I really enjoyed this conversation, and I thought it was so important that we go deeper into this. Like we need to dig a little bit deeper in like the ordering of the pizza. Okay, if you enjoy these solo conversations, I have a couple of one-to-one spots open. I would love to support you. If you are in transition at the moment, I'm brilliant in supporting people in transition. So if there's something changing or you're just about to make a change and you want support in that time, because it's the crucial time. It's the time where you need to keep going, where you need to stick with it, where you really need to go like, no, this is here. I put the stakes in the ground and this is where I need support. And this is where I want to go. And like it gets rocky. This is when you need support. So I have 2 spots open. One is snatched up already. 2 spots are remaining for 2018. I won't open any more spots until 2019 again. So if you want in this year and make the last 3 months count, then I'm here for 111 days by your side. 3 months is a long time where loads of things can shift. And then of course there is my there is my retreat coming in May in Ireland. It's gonna be amazing. It's called Deeper Connection, and I can't wait to welcome that circle of women in a space of which I dreamed before. Oh, my battery is low, so it's time to to stop. So I have dreamed of owning that property. We're gonna go to have the retreat, because it's just like the energy there is so magical and beautiful, and it's gonna be amazing, and it's gonna be even deeper because this time I'm not pregnant and I'm fully there, and I have grown loads in those 1.5 years since my last retreat. So Ireland retreat, if that is calling you, please message me. And my website is going back up in the next week. There will be information on there if you can wait a little bit longer. So here we go. I'm sending you love. So much love and light. And if you want to see my tattoo, you need to go back to the start now, because I'm finishing this live. Take care, my loves. Mwah.